Yeah, I told them on the bus, we're going to come back and we want to win all this. And that's when we started hitting the ring because they
Yeah.
saw that. They saw that.
What's up, squad? Episode 37 tonight for the Permian Basin Playbook podcast. I'm your host, K-Ball. Joining us is Mondo the Dog Flores, our other co-host, Mr. Chavo, and I'm going to need y'all's help naming our other hosts. It's the artist formerly known as Busta, but Busta ran off and got married. So, guys, let's give her a round of applause. Congratulations. She is now Miss Valles. So we don't know. I don't know. Her real name's Bryn, but I guess I hate calling people by their real name. I always have to have a nickname. But anyways, congratulations,
Thanks,
Brenda
guys.
Valles, whoever that is. It's so weird.
Brenda
But
Valles.
we're so happy for you. And guys, there's royalty in the building tonight, in case y'all didn't know. You know what I'm talking about? Our guest tonight is the recent head coach of the 2026 4A state champion. And championships aren't given in West Texas, they're earned. Tonight, we sit down with a coach who climbed the mountain and finished the job. A 4A state champion in 2026, built on culture, discipline, and belief. Welcome into episode 37 of the Permian Basin Playbook, Coach Jay Thomas of the Monahans swim team. Coach Thomas, welcome to the Permian Basin podcast.
Thanks for having me.
That was a great intro, Keith. You make me want to go swim.
Right. I'm ready. I'm trying to pump him up.
But I told my nose coach.
So since we're in a swim segment tonight, we're gonna name this first segment the starting blocks. If you do me the honor, I gotta know, when that final moment was over, what hit you first, relief or pride, knowing that you were a state champion head coach and what your team had done?
Man, it was a really a wide variety of feelings and things that I had. Actually, I think I shared a video somebody took of me with, and I shared it with Mondo so he could kind of see how I felt at that time. It was it was a lot of emotions throughout the day. It really was, and then everything kind of baking down to that last race, and our kids like off the chain on that last relay, and they really swam well, more than I thought. I mean, they really got after it. So a little bit of all of that, man. I was just like, because it was something we talked about all year long, and we left out of there last year. We finished third at state, and I knew what we had. So we were talking about we're going to go back, and we're going for the whole thing. So the big key and the thing that we focused on was the ring. So we pushed the ring all year long. So when we finally got to that spot at the end, and we knew that's where we were at, it was pretty sweet. It really was. It was a really special feeling, and I still feel it. It's crazy. It's kind of hung on. It's been like a bad cold that won't go away. And so it's been good.
Well put, man. Well put. Dog, talk to us a little bit about that turning point that Coach is talking about.
Coach, this was something, and I mentioned to you when you got off that bus, this was something that you talked about right from the get-go last year, and even so far as the year before. When did you realize that this team had that championship DNA?
I started talking to them about that when they were in the 8th grade, and I knew that they had the potential. Things were all going to kind of have to fall together at that time. I mean, I know Coach Hannon, when they won state, when he was an RN, he was like, you're going to have a little bit of a luck, to get you there as well, along as preparation is to go along with that. But it was something, I've been chunking out at some of these guys since they were in junior high, because I just knew the opportunity was there. And if they put in the work and did what we had asked for them to do, I really felt like we could be there. And, it's a lot of it. It's like the way I was coached. So, I've been in Monahans forever. So those guys and some of them coached you too, it was Coach Rivera and some of those guys like that, Coach, Holland and those guys. So that mindset and being a Lobo has always been there. So getting to that point, I knew that's what we wanted to do and just continue on with the success that I feel like all our programs have had throughout the years at different times. So it's been really good. And I can get to talking about it. I can go to rambling on you real quick, and you'll be like, you got to shut this guy down.
No, Coach. Coach, talk as much as you want, man.
Yeah, it's not every day we get to talk to a state champ, man. All right,
each time I hear you say some words, you pump me up. You pump me up each time.
Heck yeah, man. I'm trying to swim. I don't think I can float, but I'm ready to go, Coach.
I don't want to see these guys in those Speedos.
I'm wearing a Speedo right now. I just can't stand up, all right? And Coach is on it.
I got you hooked up.
Okay, Miss
Vias,
Miss V, whoever you are over there.
So, Coach, I have to ask, what's a non-negotiable standard inside of your program?
Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. You can't just come in and not be willing to work and do what you need to do and be disciplined. To me, a lot of that really goes to being a Lobo. You got to come in with pride and do the things that I expect, and that really I feel like, and I guess because I've been here for so long, it's a standard, and you have to follow that standard to be able to hit the success, and then live off of that. But it's definitely that's one of my big things. You have to be disciplined and ready to go and represent Monahans. It always goes back to that to me.
I love that.
So cool, man. So cool.
I'm a Lobo.
Yes.
Starting to pump me up already, Coach. Coach, I'm ready to run straight through a wall for you, man.
We still going 4 horsemen, or we got some more going in there?
No, sir. It's still us 4.
Just 4? Okay. I don't have to tell you about that later.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, so what identity defines your team when people are watching them compete?
They're a family, really. And I think that's the biggest thing is they'll fight for each other if they had to. So they don't let each other down. And I think that's the biggest thing. You can see it. I had a guy they came and watched us at regionals, and he's a Pecos guy, and he works at Midland for the COM over there. And he said, they're close. He said, you can see it. I said, yeah, that's the thing. That's what you got to have. Anytime you get those groups together and they're close like that, you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Coach, a lot of us know a lot of your history and your involvement in Monahans, but we have a lot of listeners around the Permian Basin and the state and kind of the country for that. If you could, the thing that I love the most is, one, and I said this last episode, was that you do your due diligence in research in the actual swim space. You do whatever you can to try to make your swimmers better, which I love. But you're a long time running in this program. You've got this new facility, but you put your work in the older facility. If you could take us through your career, kind of, significant ups and downs and this accumulation of a state championship.
Yeah, no, it was, and I've told this story before. I started off, I got into the profession a little bit older. I was 34 actually. So, and Coach Hanna hired me, and that first year I was with junior high, and I was going the the normal route, things that I really knew, which was our standard just football and things like that. And I knew that I wanted to become a swim coach because of having to take the class in college. And at that time, I always kind of really thought I was in pretty good shape, and I found out really quickly that I was in nowhere near the kind of shape I thought it was as far as when it came to swimming.
Yeah.
Being able to run around a track or run up those stands and lift weights was not the same. So the opportunity came because Coach Ward, he was a coach at that time, and he wanted to step down. And I'd asked Coach Hanna, if what do you thought? Do you think I can have that job? And he told me no at first. He's like, well, I got to think about that. And he said, you never, we're involved in that. And he coached me in high school when I was playing, and he came back to me a few days later and he said, yeah, man, if that's really what you want to do, give it a shot. And then I just kind of got in and went from there. Now, there were some folks that weren't real crazy about that at the time because they knew that that's not where I came from, my background. But, some of those old guys that coached me, that was like, if you're a coach, you can coach.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about it, you're going to learn, you're going to get better, and you're going to do it. It's like, the first year they stuck me on the line coaching kids. I didn't know anything about the line. But if you're going to do it, you're going to learn it. So I kind of took that into consideration. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And I had a really good connection to the TCU coach at that time, and he was the first swim coach in Monahans. So he would let me come out to him and his team, and those kids would get me in the water. They would show me things. So I was able to see a lot of that kind of stuff. And so I had some support. And just, the old coach, Coach Abels, he'd coach anything, and he'd tell you anything. And it was kind of those things. It was more of a philosophy, not really knowing how to maybe necessarily being the best swim coach, but you can learn it. But just being able to coach kids and I could really get what's the best out of them and make sure that, you're having that connection back to them where they're going to work hard for you. So I think that's really the biggest part of it. And we just kind of clicked along. I had some rough years there at the very beginning. We hit 05. Man, I'm telling you, I've been around a while. 05, we won a regional championship with the boys. It was great. One of the good things was at that time, we had just kind of come out of a new division. They'd split. Before, it was 6A down. So we were all together. And so we were always struggling to get to that next level at a regionals. But in 2000, they did that. We were having some success. And our team was able to win the regionals in 05. And then you started, that division started growing, and it started getting more difficult and harder for us to get there. And then I guess in 22, they broke out again, and we came up with the 4A and under, and we probably weren't as strong right then. Well, we weren't as strong right then at that time, but we went in and we did well. We competed, but I knew what was coming. And I was like, okay, we got to keep this together, keep working hard. And the first year we did okay. We did pretty good. And then we got a little bit better. And then last year, that was really when I started pushing. I was like, guys, I don't think you realize what we can do here. If we work hard each day and grind, you got to grind at times and have fun along the way. But winning makes things fun a lot of times. But, we came in there, and I really don't think they fully understood how good we could be. We ended up finishing third, got on the award stand at the end, got the big trophy, which was one of the things we wanted. And we walked out that day. Really, honestly, the year before that, I walked out mad because I wanted to do better. And then we prepared, we got ready. Last year, we came back, got that third place. And I was confident that I knew we'd be second to third, somewhere in there. We had a charter school out of San Antonio that's pretty good, really, really good. But we walked out of there, and you could feel the difference where they knew, like, hey, this is possible.
Yeah, we're right.
And when we got on the bus, I told them on the bus, we're going to come back, and we want to win all this. And that's when we started hitting the ring because they saw that. They saw that there, and I had a kid ask me, said, "Do we get that?" I said, "You got to win that." And I said, "It's not going to give it to you. It's exactly what you said. It's earned." So,
man, that's the stuff movies are made of right there. Jeez, so cool. That's inspiring, especially to take young people like that, man. And I love, like we're all involved with the younger generation. And, I think just from outside perspective, Coach, and I've been around you since I was a kid, you watched me grow up too. I think the thing that younger generations respect the most about you is that you're real, because kids are smart. Kids can tell if you're full of BS or not, and you're not, and you're real. So I think that you're going to grab their attention really, really quickly because you tell it like it is. All right, dog, I know you got another one brewing for him.
I got another one, Coach. The adversity hits everybody in life, especially in sports. Aside from your crazy workouts, Brenda and Chavo and Keith, if you hadn't gotten online on Instagram or seen the stuff the drills these guys do, I'm like, wow.
I'm an avid follower of Lobo's.
Coach, what was the biggest piece of adversity that strengthened this year's group?
Oh man, we had everything was going, and it's kind of happened to us last year too, where we were really doing well, and then as December rolls around, a couple little goofy things happen, and it's kind of like last year we had some unfortunate things happen. We didn't get to advance to some guys to district, but they ended up helping us later. I think this year was we were so successful through the year. I mean, it can get to your head a little bit. It's like, man, we're smoking everybody up, and how fast can we be? Those type of things. And then even when right before district, we have Tyler Armstrong. He's a really good sprinter, and he's fast. He's in the stands. He ends up ripping his toe, and he doesn't get to swim. And I think they were kind of worried about it. Like, oh, we got to have him. He missed a couple of races. He missed some relays. We moved some stuff around, and we were still able to come out on top. And I think at that point they were like, "Man, we can just do this thing." And then we went to regionals, and I was worried about that just because Andrews is. They were going to bring a lot of kids to the regional meet. More boys than we were bringing at that time, and they ended up we had a kid get disqualified in a couple of events, which really hurt, and made a pretty good difference on us. And at that time, I think they were like, and Andrews ended up clipping us. And there was a little bit of a doubt there, like, oh man, what just happened to us? And I just kept talking to him about it, and I said, I'm not worried about regionals. I'm not. That's not what we're here for. We're really waiting for that September time, not September. I'm sorry. February time to go to San Antonio and really get the big prize. I mean, yeah, I want to win regionals. I don't want to lose it. I never want to lose anything we're doing. Yeah. But I knew the possibilities just because of the numbers. It was definitely a numbers game. And it showed up at state. So what ends up happening, you start throwing all these other guys in there that are fast, and then you start separating. That cream is going to rise, and everything's going to kind of fall out. And that was really what I was banking off of, and I felt like was going to happen, and it did. Everything pretty well fell in place as I expected it to, and which is really kind of nice because it don't always happen. But that adversity coming out of, and it was disappointing. Like I said, I always want to win, but I knew that we got past regionals, we could get to state. But that DQ, a couple of them, because we hadn't had them, all year long, and then got hit with that, and I'm like, dang, is this going to make a difference in what we do in San Antonio? And once I got to looking at it, we walked into the meet, and what we'll do is we'll break all that down. We'll take all the times that are coming out of the regional meets, and I'll start scoring it. So scoring it out, walking in, we were sitting second, and the San Antonio team was 10 points ahead of us. And I really thought at that time, I said, we can clip these guys. I mean, if we get in there and do the work that we need to do and the things that we've done through the year, I really think we can get them and shock them all. And they did. Had some great swims. I mean, we had some stuff where I thought we might have done a little bit better, but man, it was well, you saw, you can share that with Mondo, what I was like the last race. I was like that the whole race, the whole time we were there. I was like that in the prelims too. So it's one of those things. I'm normally pretty calm. Like at a meet, I'm pretty, people look at me, I'm pretty calm. But at this thing, I was all over the place. I mean, yeah, you'd have thought I'd been on the sideline of a football game wanting to hit somebody, but it was, there were moments, I promise you.
Jim Valvano, like Coach Jim Valvano.
Jimmy V.
Coach,
but it was good.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm good.
I was just going to ask, Coach, how do you keep the hunger alive now that you guys have won it all?
You're hungrier. I'm hungrier. I mean, whoo, I want it. I want it. And I really think that they're the same way. I mean, because, well, again, before we got out of that parking lot in San Antonio, I was saying it again. That's just the way I am.
Yeah.
And so they know. And they know they have the opportunity. you just can't. We talked about that today. So don't be because I told him a little story about myself, and it's because I overlooked someone, and you can't do that. That's when they sneak up and bite you, and that might have been what happened to San Antonio. They overlooked us, and I'm sure they did, because there's a big platform. It's called Swim Swam, and kind of irritated me a little bit because that's all they could talk about was the San Antonio team. They didn't mention Monahans, they didn't mention Andrews, they didn't mention the girls out of Midland. All about the San Antonio Charter School, and I want to see if Swim Swam's going to make another.
Put that chip on our shoulder and jumped in that pool, huh?
That's right.
West
exactly
Texas
right.
versus the world.
I love it, man.
Versus the world.
Yeah.
Chavo, round us
sure.
out with Coach, man.
And Coach, I got to tell you, my wife and I are still pretty new to Monahans, and the program that you've built, man, it's easy for newcomers to Monahans to kind of take for granted how good of a program you've built. Every year I've heard of you taking kids to state, and I was just like, man, I mean, it's just a good program, but you take for granted the work that you guys put into to get that program there. And so I want to take my hat off to you for that. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty big shoes to fill there, for if anybody else is coming in after you, it's a legacy program for sure.
Yeah.
But part of that legacy is moving on, right? So what's the lesson from this run that you'll carry into the next season?
I just want to build on what we've done and to continue to improve. And, the really good thing about the group we have right now is they want it, but they don't know better. All they know is we're going to grind it out, and I'm going to come out with some crazy workouts, and they're going to push. The really cool thing right now too is they're looking at. I'm here at the top, and this is what I got to do to stay on top, because don't let anybody knock you off. It's yours. Everybody's going to be gunning at you now because you won it all. So everybody wants to knock you off, just like we wanted to knock San Antonio off, just like whoever's beat you the time before. You want to beat those guys.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
That's exactly right.
Word.
Them crosshairs are on you now.
That's it.
I don't want to get knocked off. So I will do everything. I mean, we do we'll do Saturday stuff. We've started doing a lot of things in the summertime. It's just used to. I guess the thing was, I had a lot of kids, and I was probably as guilty of it as myself. I was like, oh, the sport's over with. Either go do something different, or these guys would lay out for 6 months. We ain't doing that. So that's one of the biggest things I think that's made the difference.
Okay.
We're going to take a little break, but when we get back from spring break, we're going to go.
It's
going to be time.
Great segment, Coach. And Coach, championships leave banners, but it's the players and it's the swimmers that build those things. And joining us now are some of those state champions off of that swim team this year. Joining us, you guys help me welcome Brayden McGowan, Jacob Richardson, and Sage Robinson, state champion competitors, West Texas Tough. Welcome to the Permian Basin Playbook, guys. Y'all there? All right, y'all can talk. It's all good.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
To be here.
All right, we've got some our student athlete questions. I'm gonna start with Brayden. All right, what part of your game, we should say, grew the most this season?
I feel that it was just the hard work I put in, really and truly, because I had a goal and I stuck to it. We didn't come out with the end result that I truly wanted, and Coach even knows too. But just to see my progression get so good over the span of how long I was, because I was out for some injuries in the beginning of the season, and that really hurt me a little bit. But just to see how far I came, and just Coach constantly just being there for us, just to push me, and it was just crazy to see the amount of just how good I got in that span.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's great. All right, dog, what you got for him?
Jacob, you're next. Jacob, what is something that Coach demands that fans or your parents or even me does not see?
Time. Because
yeah, that's
because
good.
swimming takes a lot of time. We're there fifth period lifting, doing a dry workout, or even after school, we're there for maybe an hour, sometimes 2 hours, just doing our workout, hitting our grind. And some Saturdays were sacrificed. A lot of holidays were sacrificed as well, but uh it was all for one goal, and nothing's earned. I mean, nothing is given to you, it's earned. You have to work for it. So
Agreed. Agreed.
yes.
Yeah. It's sweet, right? It's so sweet
Yes.
whenever you finally
Worth
get
it.
it done. Like you look
Yes.
back at all that
And
stuff and you're like, I'm glad I wasn't acting foolish, and I'm glad I was
right.
lifting in fifth period.
And you look back at it and you're like, wow, you're just happy and you feel fulfilled because you see that all your hard work paid off.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
man. We're
Yeah.
so proud
Yeah.
of you guys.
Reminds me of an old quote from Coach Bell. Coach T remembers Coach Bell. Each time that you worked hard and you found success, he always said, "How sweet it is."
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Sage,
All
you
right,
ready?
Booster, or formerly Boosted.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready.
What playoff moment will you never forget?
Ooh, that one's kind of tough because there was a lot of good moments this season. But I think the one I'll never forget is me finishing my 500 at state. And I look up at the board, I see I finally hit my goal, and I see that I'm in third place. That one was really cool. I don't think I'll ever forget it, especially because I've worked for it so hard for so long.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
boy,
awesome,
And a
man.
new school record. We got a couple of new school records up in here.
Hey,
Yep.
There you go.
royalty.
Setting that
I
bar
told
high,
y'all we
boys.
got royalty tonight.
Yeah. This one's for Brayden. Who would make the best future coach on this team?
Man, that's a really hard question because I don't see anyone but Coach Thomas as my coach.
Good answer.
I've been in the pool with Coach since I was 3.5 years old, so he's like a father figure to me, But if I had to really pick one, I feel it would be Sage, just due to his the hard work he puts in practice, his form, his technique, and he does swim club too. So his way to explain things to the younger generation, just to help him, I feel like it would have to be Sage, definitely.
Yeah,
That's
cool,
cool.
man. That's a heck
Finding
of
those young leaders on your
I
team is
love
always
it.
a big
I
part
love
of
it.
it.
And what a tip of the cap to your teammate, man. I love that. All right, Sage, we're gonna stay with you, for future coach. And Coach Thomas talked about it. Feeling a little pressure and feeling a little amped up a little bit. But what does Sage do to keep calm when that pressure's rising?
That's one that's kind of tough. I think really the thing I focus on the most is just visualizing. Me visualizing myself working hard during the race, the results, how I'd feel after. And that's really just what keeps me calm before the race. Because sometimes the pressure gets to me, but I just remember my ultimate goal of one day winning first at state overall and in my individuals too.
That's cool, man. What a heck of a perspective. All right, dog.
Brayden,
Yes, sir.
Brayden, I was going to ask you a question somewhere along the way, right?
Yes, sir. Let's hear it.
Okay, who makes practice the most competitive?
Oh man, that's really hard because we all have our weaknesses and our strengths, and it's definitely like a sprint workout. Then you have a distance workout. So I feel that sprint wise, it'd have to be Alex Dominguez, Jacob, and Sage, and then long distance it's gonna definitely be Braylon Harris, Jacob, and Sage. Like those are the people that I definitely try and stay with just to better myself, and just
Yeah.
they're definitely just pushing all of us at the end of the day. Just I see them go off the wall and I'm looking over, I'm like, I gotta go catch them.
I gotta go.
Yeah, that's basically what it looks like.
Oh man, that's awesome. It's always good to have teammates that level you up for sure.
Right.
All right, Bryn.
Yes, sir.
Jacob,
Definitely.
who brings the most energy to the locker room?
Mm.
Who's y'all's hype man?
It's all right if it's you too.
That's tough. I feel like everyone just brings their own sort of energy. I would have to say, oh my gosh, that's hard. Probably Brayden, because he's usually always the one to hype us up and always like the one to like bring everyone together to pray before a race or whatever. And he's just gives us like the motivation, that extra push that we need to feel confident before a meet or a race.
That's good, man.
Appreciate that.
Good
love
job,
that.
Brayden. Proud of you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Chavo, round us out for this student spotlight here.
Got another one for Sage here. Sage, if this squad had a theme song, what would it be?
Ooh, that one. I think I might have to go with probably Thunderstruck
Some
because I feel like
Like,
You have been
during
hanging
every
out with
single
us.
workout, always at the hardest moment, every day.
Some AC/DC on that thing,
I
huh?
love that.
Some
Heck
ACDs,
yeah.
man. Some
They've been
ACDs. I thought somebody was going to actually step up and say Kodak Black or something, but I like the ACDs.
I was
Full
Oh,
support of
expecting.
our
yeah.
culture at
I
this
mean,
point.
that coach knows a lot of genres of music too. So
And they've heard that one quite
Oh,
often.
yeah. Coach puts that Mexican playlist on some of the videos.
you don't know if you're supposed to swim or go to a quinceañera sometimes. Huh?
Literally.
All right, guys, good job. We've got a segment 3, which is our rapid fire. We've dubbed this the splash zone. Okay, so
like-
quick
Oh,
answers
Lord.
only, no huddles, no long stories. Splash zone. We've got players question and coaches question. So I'm gonna start with the players. Okay, who off your roster is most likely to oversleep practice?
Ooh. I can tell you,
Who's the answer, Coach? Who's the suggestion on that one?
Alex.
Alex Dominguez.
He's the guy. Shout out to Alex, man.
I picked up on Alex once or twice. I can go to your house.
All right,
All
dog.
right, swimmers. Which coach is the most intense? Is it Coach T or is it Coach Smith?
Coach T.
Yeah, Coach Thomas.
T.
It's because he's our head coach. We
Coach
see him more
T.
often. Coach.
Yeah.
Players, who talks the most trash but backs it up?
I might
Brayden.
have to say
I have to say me.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Brayden did a little giggle over there.
Yeah, he knew it was
I saw that,
coming.
Brayden.
Huh?
I saw it.
It's all good, dog. I love it.
this one's for Coach and
Sir.
the swimmers. Everybody can answer on this one. So, who's most likely to go viral for something random?
That's interesting.
Something random.
Me.
Yeah,
Hiccup, you think so?
yeah. I think
yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
that'd be
They
Jacob,
concur, buddy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely Jacob.
All right, Coach.
Sir.
Which player surprised you the most this season?
Ooh, that's rough, man. That's a bunch. I mean, that's a state meet. I wouldn't say surprised, even. I don't know. Sage, man, I don't know. No, we had so many good things. I mean, even like just at that meet, Sage with his 500, what he did in his 2 IM, Bray on his diving, what he did in 100 breaststroke was amazing. Same with Billet on his 100 breast. Man, 400 free relay. We had 3 cats go below. Yeah, my terminology sometimes. But we had 3 cats go below 50 into 40s. Like you're talking about a guy right there that's on the screen that would look at it this turn, running a quarter. You run a 47 quarter, you're pretty fast. We got a guy swimming a 47 on 100 free, and it's equivalent. We had 2 other guys go a 48 and a 49, low 50. That's fast.
Skating.
So I'm sorry I wasn't supposed to talk that much, but
It's all good. It was great. That's
I get
great
excited.
intel. Great intel.
Coach,
Sure.
who's most likely to lead this program one day?
Lead it like when I'm gone.
Right. Like if you're done with coaching, who from your team right now would?
Oh, from my team.
Yeah.
But Sage wants to be a coach.
Well, there you go.
Sage wants to coach.
Coach Sage.
All right, Sage.
That's his
We'll look
dream.
for you in a few years, buddy.
I'm going a little bit off of our off script. Boys, if you had to pick a walk-up song or theme song for Coach T, what would it be?
Thunderstruck.
Yeah,
Thunderstruck.
I feel like that's just the theme
Yeah,
song.
Thunderstruck.
for him.
Yeah.
For him
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
We've been singing that. We're singing that. We've been blowing that song out since they were little. So I still use it on some of the reels that I do and have.
You know,
That's your
Coach
jam.
is a journalist, by the way. He does an excellent job of showcasing his roster all year long, all kinds of reels, and I love it because I'm a journalist at heart too.
We're
So
gonna hire him.
yeah, for sure. So. Hey, Booster, turn
Yeah.
your mic down just a tad. I'm getting a little feedback. All right,
Better?
Chavo, round us out for our splash zone.
Coach, if your program had a motto on their shirt, what would it say?
Oh, and this is what we're going to do. Leave no doubt.
That's right.
I like it.
That's awesome, man. Hey, let's give him a round of applause for making it through this thing. Good job, guys.
Congratulations, fellas.
That's
Thanks.
championship chemistry right there, man. Coach Thomas, congratulations again on bringing a state championship back to Monahans in the Permian Basin in West Texas. Brayden, Jacob, Sage, we really appreciate you guys for representing your school and the region the right way. And you guys are championship champions in the pool and off, man. You guys are a class act. We're super proud of you guys, and all the best in the rest of your career and your high school time, and good luck to you in your future. Thank you all for being on the Permian
Thank
Basin
you.
Playbook.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
having us.
Congratulations again,
Thank you
fellas.
for having us.
Thank
All
y'all
right,
for
guys.
having
Good
us.
job,
Y'all take
boys.
care.
Yes, sir.
How about that, man? Isn't that
That's
awesome?
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'll
That
tell
was
you,
really cool.
to see their chemistry together, you know that's a championship squad right
It's
there.
inspiring. It reminded me of the
Exactly.
movie with Kevin Costner where he has his cross country kids and like
McFarland, USA.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's what it was giving me. That was giving me those vibes.
Good
Such a
kids.
cool story.
I know I was kind of rambling, but I was trying to compare like taking advantage or taking for granted how good of a program Coach Thomas has put together, like it kind of reminds me of in high school. I was with the Crane High School marching band, and we kind of took for granted going to state every year, but it's because that was the legacy of that program.
Yeah.
And I kind of same thing here whenever we came to Monahans. I was like, man, we got some pretty good swimmers, but never put it into perspective on like how much work actually goes into building that kind of a legacy program,
Yeah.
Sure.
Jay's awesome, man. He does really well. And he's cool. Like outside of swimming
Cool
and
cat.
coaching, he's a cool
Oh,
cat
yeah.
for sure. Yeah. So, all right. News and notes. Give me the ding. All right. Let's go over to our The Monahans News reporter and also Lobo Sports Network, Armando the Dog Flores. Dog, you got any updates for us?
Just track season began last Friday for Lobos, Lady Lobos. Baseball began their season in Fort Stockton last week. A bunch of young guys, freshmen and sophomores out there on
Yeah.
that team that aren't playing too bad for the first few games at that level. Lady Lobos came back from softball in Abilene at the Icebreaker, 4-1 on that on the weekend in that one, including some close wins against some tough teams, Jim Ned and Bushland, and powerlifting. Just waiting for regionals. We got tennis going on. We got so much stuff. See, I'm discombobulated trying to think of all the activities that our kids here in Monahans are involved in. Basketball ended. We played in Fort Stockton last Tuesday.
Yeah.
For a chance at the last playoff spot. We fell short. Starting to come full tilt. I'd say full tilt, but it's starting to wind down towards the end of the year as well. So this is my busy time of year. So
it's the best time of the year, man. Best time of the year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Well, thank you for that. And you know, like you said, like the dog said, the spring seasons are heating up. You know, baseball, softball, there's going to be some good district races throughout the Permian Basin. Matter of fact, I talked to Andrews High softball today. They're interested in being on the podcast. We might get them on. You know, they were mentioned. We had Coach Roberson on in Brooklyn. They mentioned Andrews. So you know how we do this thing. You know, we start shaping this thing together. But apparently Greenwood boys are really fast. Track. I saw some of their times come back in, and they're going to be they're going to make some noise. And then shout out to Ward County Rec. They had a fishing tournament this past weekend. Yes. I don't think they've had a fishing tournament in maybe a decade, if not more. And I was so proud of Marie Thee. She's the director. She put this thing together. It was awesome. And they had 164 competitors, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
That's
so
awesome.
Cool. It
My
was
grandson
inspiring
hooked
to
a
see.
duck.
I love it, man. But that's all I got so far. Busta, what you got? Or Miss Valles, what you got?
I got two big announcements coming at us from 33 Lead. The first thing is our Reeves County Golf tournament is going to be on June 27th. Check-in will be at 8 a.m., tee off at 9 a.m. We will have our golf pro. We have an opportunity to win a trip. I believe it's to Pebble Beach Golf Club for two, all expense paid if you hit a hole in two. We are going to open signups for teams, not just yet. We will wait a couple months, but we are right now getting our whole sponsors lined up. If you are interested, we're looking at $100 whole sponsors. It can be in memory of, it could just be your family, it could be your business. We are a tournament that fills quick, and we have a lot of people in attendance, so it will be a lot of exposure. Our other big news is that before the end of this week, the link for our scholarships that we give out in May is going to open. Administrators, coaches, teachers can nominate students, and then students can nominate themselves. We have opened it up to Monahans, Greenwood, Pecos, Fort Stockton, Kermit, Wink, and Permian High School. And this year we've added two more, and that's Snyder and Crane. So we will be sending out the links to those high schools probably tomorrow. And we will be reviewing that. Our committee will be reviewing that in April, and we will be hand delivering those scholarships in May. We do our scholarship tour to all of the awards banquets. That's my favorite time.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I'm glad we opened it up to Crane. Help some of those golden cranes keep spreading farther fame, baby.
You know what? Crane has been really good on our social media too. We had one of the guys that we gave a scholarship to in the fall. Obviously, we posted all of those interviews, and a lot of his friends and family were really good about sharing our stuff. Chavo, you got anything before we round this out?
No, not right now.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, you know, just going back to what Brenda had mentioned as far as getting signed up for the golf tournament and then awarding scholarships. Well, that all correlates, right? And we need sponsorship. We need teammates. to help create these funds so that we can continue doing this. And we've been very blessed for a very long time, and that's something we want to continue to do, and we want to grow. So if you didn't hear your school, help us with some sponsorship, and we can find a way to get those teams plugged in. But we all operate off of a budget, and we want to grow our budget, not for our purposes, to give back. The
It
more that
all
we
goes
can
back to the
obtain,
kids.
everything
Yeah.
goes back. Nobody pockets anything. There are no salaries paid in this thing. It's 100% love. We put nothing but love
sure.
into this thing, and we all love
Amen.
the next generation. So
And if you have a business or even small businesses, if you want your merch to be, to get exposure at it, we do a raffle and you can just donate a couple items and we give them away. I'm telling you, that is the biggest part of the
absolutely.
day.
And here's the deal too. If you, I love promotion. I love advertisement. If you want your business to be seen, you definitely want to be on our media team because our TikTok has been seen over 500,000 times. We are literally approaching 1 million views through all of our social media apps. So we're going to do our due diligence to get you out there, your business, your organization. I promise
sure.
you that. So anyways,
Yeah.
I'll get off my soapbox now. Let's enter our final segment. I think this is cool. This is a new segment, guys. All right. This
like
is
it.
called Either or Fit. Okay. And I just put in these town names randomly, okay? And
I don't think
there's
they
no
were
fence
random.
sitting. There's no ties. You must choose one uniform that you would rather wear and tell us why, okay? So let's start with the artist formerly known as
Whoa.
What's up? What you got?
At the high school level or just a uniform at all sports levels?
He's giving you choices.
I'm going to give you the names of the towns that are in West Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So it'll be a West Texas town. Town A, town B. You got to pick a uniform that you would rather wear and why. All right? Makes sense?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
The artist formerly known as Busta. Would you rather wear the Midland High Bulldogs or the Pecos Eagles?
I don't think that was so random.
I promise it was random. Totally random.
Same colors.
Well, I had that opportunity to choose, and I do own one of my favorite hoodies is my Pecos Eagles hoodies. And Coach Peters and Coach Pete, if you're listening, I still choose you.
All right. She's going to rock the Eagles. Okay, who should we
am.
go with next? The dog, Chavo, or myself? Who do y'all want?
You.
Bring
Me?
it, dog.
Play ball.
Okay, so the towns I got were either the Odessa High Bronchos or the Fort Stockton Panthers. That's tough.
That
That's
is
tough. I'm
tough.
trying not to be emotional about this thing too.
I still don't at this moment know what I would pick. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes.
Give us a walkthrough. What you're thinking? Which
What's
one?
going on in that brain of
Which
yours?
one's more
J-Ball?
of like the classic, or like which one's got the coolest,
So,
the cool
okay,
uniforms
like-
going on?
Like if we go back in the day, we had some flat out battles against Fort Stockton back in the day, right? Like there's a little bad blood sometimes. I got some boys over there. I love a lot of people over there. But thinking back a little bit, I think I would rather wear Odessa High. I like the red and white. I can rock the white shoes. We talked to Coach earlier this year, and
I feel like 4-year-old Keith is making this
yeah,
decision.
I'm gonna go with OHS.
Like in the
all right?
Panthers and looking up to the Broncos.
OHS. All right.
Hey, I remember whenever they came out with the Oakley O on the helmet.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
big time back
Legit.
then.
Yeah. I'd go
Yeah.
straight. I'd go high white socks, straight white shoes. If I was in that.
Ooh.
Let's go to the dog because I feel like
Okay,
he's got an easy
Chavo.
one.
This is going to be our first spring heart pick, guaranteed. Chavo,
No
the
way.
Monahans Lobos or the Seminole Indians. And remember, this year earlier, we all voted that Seminole had probably one of the sweetest helmets in West Texas. That
Yeah.
being said, and shout out to Buddha's dad, Mitchell Guerra. He mentioned today Seminole has some sweet helmets. He reminded me of that today. So, anyways,
Yeah,
Chavo,
I saw him post that.
who you got?
Man, I'm kind of in a tough spot too. Like,
Hey, that black and
I
gold,
like the
but that green
classics.
and white, boy, just
Listen.
That straight green and white classic, like it's
the
Monahans on the
block
field
M,
whenever they're out there.
Don't do it, Christian.
But Seminole, they've been picking up some pretty
clean,
good.
boy.
Yeah, like I don't know. So
Don't disappoint me, dog. Don't disappoint me, dog.
I'm a classic type of guy.
You're about to
So I'm
fall off
going
the
with
list.
Oh, now his service is
Backstory,
losing, right?
K-Ball. You weren't at our meeting last night. He was pretty much in timeout the whole time because Doc is very pregnant and he's very much in the fault of that.
So I had a
Mondo, what
bad
did we say to
connection
him
issue, dog.
before?
Or Chavo.
Huh?
Who'd you pick, Chavo?
I picked the Monahans Loboes classic
Okay,
green and
all
white,
right.
baby.
The block M, baby.
Because we've been praying for him.
All right. Hey, you guys throw a
That's
prayer
what
for
it is.
Chavo. He's got a toddler at home. He's dealing with a pregnant wife. So shout out to Chavo. We love you, big dog.
And it's the busiest week of the year for her. So shout out
All
to her.
right.
She's trying to be in 4 different places at once right now.
We love you, Doc.
Nice.
Hey, Doc even gave me some diagnosis after I got smoked in the mouth. And she was upset at me, remember, because I didn't go get
Yeah.
stitches.
So you
Yeah,
need to
she
wear
chewed
your
you
face
out.
gear.
She
I
chewed
thought-
on to me.
Your diagnosis is just to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that too. She told me that too. So, all right, dog.
All
Last,
right, hit me
last
with the
but
dogs.
certainly not least, would you rather wear the Andrews Mustangs uniform or the Permian Panthers? That black and
Keith,
gold
there's-
is clean. You know it is. You got to give
That
them
black
some
and gold
respect.
is clean. That black and gold is clean. However, hey, I'm a traditionalist just like Chavo. Hey, I was upset many years ago when
They went to the black helmet.
I think TJ Mills got hired and he changed it to the black helmet.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a Permian graduate, but that's just that
Strong,
helmet,
right?
that helmet and the block M here on the Lobo helmet. That's West Texas. You can't mess with that. So I'd wear the black and white, black magic, baby mojo.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree for sure. All the respect
With some black Nikes on your feet.
With some black Nikes on them, baby. I don't want to see Rylan Newbro or my boy Ryan Newbro. They're gonna be mad at me next time I see them. And Boswell, Coach Dykes, they're gonna be mad at us because we didn't pick them.
Sorry, Coach Boswell.
Sorry, bro. I love
Still
you,
my boy,
man.
dog.
Still our guy.
But we do have Coach Flores.
What we do got, yep.
I'm partial too now. Yeah, I'm partial at that.
Did you guys see today? Iker, Gavin, and Caleb Jameson were all state picks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Permian
Big time
football.
for
Awesome.
the mojo.
Yeah.
And if you look at the 4A list, which came out 2 days ago, that is laden with Greenwood Rangers and Seminole Indians in the starting from the second team on down. So
yeah, I'm excited. It'll be here before long. We mentioned Buddha earlier, Seminole. They're already working. I keep up with those guys. He's already working. He's already putting in time. You don't get that way by just sitting on the couch playing Fortnite. You got to put in time, which I love.
Like Coach T said in the podcast.
Did you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
that,
it, dude.
man.
He said
Hey,
we're going to take a little time, but
hey, well, after spring break, we're getting it.
After spring break, it's time to get it. Yep.
That's a 2-week break.
I love that. I love that, man. So cool, man. State titles, some great spotlight stories of those kids. Phenomenal young men right there. And then I love our uniform debates. That's some stuff we're going to have to bring back. I think that'll be good. But that's going to do it for episode 37 for Dog, for Miss Valles, for Chavo. I'm K Ball. This is the Permian Basin Playbook. Oh, special thanks to Double T Services, Kodiak Gas, HZ Services, and Texas Farm Bureau. Also, we need some new teammates. So if you want to be mentioned, you want to be all over the internet, holler at us. Okay. I love you guys.
We want you to be our teammate.
That's right. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Good show. We'll talk to you.